Welcome to the Visser Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Richard Visser. I'm a former Minister of Health and Sports with a PhD in medical sciences. I'm a published researcher, and a long time ago, I started my career as a doctor of chiropractic. Together, I want to explore wellness. I want to explore longevity to get you to the best health you've ever known. So join me on this podcast. Welcome back. And for you new viewers, welcome to the program. This is episode number 32. And by request, we are doing a no equipment gym brief. And in the gym briefs, I'll talk about, there are little excerpts. I'll talk about nuances in the gym, nuances in training, outside of the gym. It could be anywhere. I just call it gym briefs, but it's, anywhere that ups our game, that ups our exercise routine. So today we're going to show you a little bit of what you can do if you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home fill in the blank, or you're traveling, this applies to anything. You don't have access to the gym, you can't get to it permanently or, for some time, or you're in a remote area. What do you do? All right, because what is the purpose of doing this? Well, the purpose really is to get you and keep you as healthy as possible and give you a chance to maximize your longevity. And, when we look at the latest research, and we're going to do that, combined with the blue zones, and the blue zones are areas in the world, there's 5 areas in the world where people live more than 100 years. And these places have been studied, they've been documented, and we can learn a lot from this. So I'm going to go back to that and combine it with the science, where we come up with something, a hybrid version of kind of the blue zone, the smarter version. Because in the blue zones, as we see, people don't go to gyms. And we're talking about, Sardinia, Okinawa, Japan, Greece, Loma Linda, California, Costa Rica. These are the areas. And there's specific areas within those countries where people live to 100 and more. And what we've seen is in Italy, people live longest where they live in the steepest areas, steepest roads. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that, strength, power, motoring up that hill every day to church helps. It creates a huge difference. And what we're also seeing is these people in all these regions, except for Loma Linda, grind their corn by hand, do everything by hand. So the physical activity daily is phenomenal. They don't have our electric conveniences. They don't have, electric everything. They do everything by hand. They still plant their vegetables. They're in the garden. They're hunkering down. They're pulling weeds. They're, planting foods, taking, turning the soil. Working with animals. And this is people that are 90, people that are 100. So, but at the same time, what we see in Loma Linda, which is the Seventh-day Adventists, it's a religious group that lives long, they're doing exercise every day, all kinds of exercise. Whether it be in the water, lifting weights, whether it be pickleball, they are physically active. So we're going to take what I call my longevity 9. We're going to take the first one, the most important one, which is movement and exercise. And based on the science, we're looking at, okay, what moves the needle the most? And we know that strength and hypertrophy, meaning how strong are you when you're getting older? Strength is one of the first things we lose. We also lose speed. We also lose the ability to react quickly, or to move quickly, or to jump, to slow down, to decelerate, to accelerate. This is the stuff we we lose when we get older. So we need to try to keep that. Why? Because that's going to help us. This is where what most people die from is they can't decelerate, they fall, they break a hip, they break a bone, they get brittle, their muscle mass declines to such an extent where their complete cardiovascular system becomes weakened, because it has effects on everything, on the way our body works. So we need to keep that strength, muscle hypertrophy up. How do we do that? Oh, we do that by progressive resistance training. And so at home, we're going to show you how to do that. Okay? In this video, I'm going to give you a little routine. And that's one of many routines, but this is one that you can start off with, and anyone can start off with, where you take some time, and it's going to be, we're going to look at, okay, let's take 45 minutes to do this routine. Do it 4 times a week, 3 to 4 times. And we're going to focus on strength. We're going to focus on a little bit on agility. We're going to focus on being able to do real stuff, get off the ground. If you fall, get off. Being able to bend down completely. Being able to lift some stuff up. Being able to handle your groceries, run up a set of stairs, for when you're traveling or whatever. So the weekly routine will look like this. You're going to do, also before we get to the weekly routine, the other part of the equation is the VO2 max part. And the VO2 max part is how we use oxygen, how efficiently our body uses oxygen, how healthy are our mitochondria. The mitochondria is the producers of ATP. They're the batteries of our cells. That's like what has our body running. And so how efficiently are they? In a marathon runner, in a cyclist that's doing the Tour de France, they're optimized. Okay, so we want to kind of have ours be as good as possible, because this shows us unequivocally that it gives us longevity. We can determine your longevity based on your VO2 max. So it's another important part. And how do we get this VO2 max? Is it by doing crazy, constantly pushing ourselves in the cardio sphere and doing a bunch of, cycling or what I mean, the spinning and killing ourselves a couple times? No, it's really about taking a systems approach where you do zone 2 cardio, which is walking a little bit uphill briskly at a constant pace to where your heart rate is about 60 to 70% of its max heart rate. And that means, in regular terms, is that you're walking briskly where you can still kind of hold a conversation, people that maybe call you up and while you're doing this can absolutely hear that you're working out, but you're not completely out of breath where you can't talk. Okay, you can still talk. So that's the kind of the pace I want you to have, and do that 45 minutes to an hour, 4 times a week. Easy to do. You get a walking path, you do it. It needs to be steady pace. Okay, so this is going to get your cardiovascular engine going. It's going to get your cardio up. Then twice a week, I want you to really explode. Do some sprints. Okay, and I'm talking 20 to 30 second sprints with a 3-minute rest. And do 5 sets of those, so 5 times that. Start off slow, up it. I want that speed, I want that explosiveness. This helps us to reduce visceral fat. Visceral fat is the most dangerous fat there is. It's the fat that's around our organs. It's the fat that accumulates in our vascular system. It's the fat that's going to give us a heart attack and a stroke. Okay, so the sprinting is very important. I want you to do that. So before you start, I want you to with today's exercise is warm up for 5 minutes. Take a walk, warm the body up. Okay, I want you to do some stretches. Just active stretches. Just stretch out the shoulders, right? Do that. Get back. Make sure your shoulders are stretched. Do some of these. Do some of that. Get the joints moving, right? Bend down, touch your toes, walk one foot in the other where you're stretching your hamstrings. Just general stretching, okay? But active stretching. And then we're going to go into the routine we're going to present now. So just to keep it clear, I want you to look at this as the first cog in the Longevity 9. And next week I'll present the Longevity 9, and I'll present the whole, I'll do it so that we get a bird's eye view on what we'll be working on for the next episodes to come. And we're going back and forth on this, and it's really a combination of what we've learned from the blue zones, where people live to over 100 successfully, actively. These are 90-year-old athletes. That's what we aspire to. Now, yes, you can say, okay, they're genetically gifted, fine. But we can push our genetics, and we can change our epigenetics and move ourselves in that direction. All right? And I want us to have the best life possible. I want us to have the best quality of life and the longest life. Our kids need us, our community needs us, our planet needs us. Okay? So remember that. And the way it needs us is vital, healthy, contributing, connected, community, tribal. That's how it needs us. Here we go. Enjoy.
Okay, so this is episode 32, right? And the reason we're sitting like this is because in Okinawa, Japan, in Asia, and in India, people sit on the ground. They don't have furniture. And this is one of the reasons they have less joint issues when they grow older. They're able to get up from the ground. They don't fall and then cannot get up, like in the Western counterparts. And that's what we're seeing. So one of the things we have to do at home is be able to do this. Just sit for a while. You can also stretch like this, stretch wide, get your hips open up, and be able to just hang out without falling forward or back. Now, if this is a problem, start slow, hold on to something, let your ankles gain flexibility, let your knees gain flexibility, your hips gain flexibility. So slowly you're able to kind of put your heels down and stay down for a while and just do that. So that's your first thing. Let's start off with that. And this is the home exercise for any women staying home, men staying home, or fill in the blank staying home. You have a responsibility. So you need to focus on it. You need to be able to get your fitness at home. You need to be able to get everything at home. So in the kitchen, outside, a little area, doesn't matter, in the living room. Start with this, okay? Secondly, what we're going to do is we're going to walk at a high pace, zone 2 cardio, which we're going to be doing for 45 minutes, 4 times a week. All right. So that's one. And then try to sprint or something like this. If you can't sprint, start running fast for 30 seconds, twice a week, 4 times. So we'll have that protocol. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get up. Easy as that, right? And I think, once we get this right, Chow is excited today. So I don't know what's happening with him. Hey, Chow. I think he's got a girlfriend coming in, so let's just lunge. We'll do lunges from here to there. Okay? So the lunges, we want to basically take a big step, keep your body straight, go down as deep as you can, and then come back up, take another step, come down, this way. And so here we're training the quads, we're training the hamstrings, we're getting and if you can't do it in the beginning, use a chair. And then if you get really good at it, use some weights, okay? So do about 20 steps of these. You can go the whole way around the garden or in the kitchen or wherever you are, all right? And go all the way down, come back up. So that's the next thing. So we're doing the legs, we're doing the glutes here, everything. So the next one we're doing is just squats, regular squats, okay? So we're gonna go put our feet about as wide as your shoulders, maybe a little wider. And I want you to go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. And then later on, you can actually add weights, add water bottles, whatever you have that's heavy. okay? And you're gonna do 20 of these, all right? So then we're actually doing a lot of quad work right here. We're getting this tightened up, we're getting the butt tightened up, we're getting the hamstrings, we're getting everything, all right? I want you to go deep with this and hold it, okay? So 20 times. Next exercises we're gonna do is actually, they call it Bulgarian squats. This is more advanced, but once you're good at all that we're doing, the fourth exercise you can do is taking a chair, putting one leg on it, and you can hold on to something. But with this one, you're trying to keep balance, you go down. So it's a one-legged squat, but you're keeping your body straight. You're not going forward, you're not putting pressure on your low back, it's all quads, okay? So we're going as deep as possible, changing the foot, same thing, as deep as possible, all right? Perfect, so 10 and 10 of those. The next thing I want to be doing is we're going to take 2 chairs. Opposing chairs, and I'm going to do it first and then you guys can do it. And we're going to do some tricep work where I want you to just kind of put your feet here. If you can't do that, put them here and just kind of go down, come up, go down, come up, go down. If this is easy for you, stretch them out. Go down, come up, down, come up. This is really for the triceps. It's going to help with that. Yeah, a little forward with the feet. Not all the way. Yeah, there. There you go. Perfect. So that's going to really focus on the triceps. That's harder, of course. So initially, we want to have your legs in. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so the other exercise that I want to be doing is we're now in the upper body area. So if you come to the side, you know, this could be done on a table, on something steady, on the counter, just like this. Make sure your grip is good and just go down. And it could be, if you can't do this, do it higher up. And this is really for the chest, upper body. Okay, these are like push-ups, they're easy to do. If you can't do them, go in with your legs a little closer. This becomes very easy. Okay. And then as you get better, bring your legs back. And again, 20. This is going to be your routine. All right, perfect. So I'm going to have her do it. Yeah, so as you can see, keeping your body straight. Keeping your body straight and going back and forth. And if that's too hard, either go higher up or bring your legs in. And if that gets really easy, go on the floor and do the real push-up. Yeah, that's super easy. Perfect. All right, good. So that's the triceps. For the biceps, you can get a chair, a light chair, or anything, any object that weighs a little bit. And really, what I want you to do is from here, move up to here. Now, these chairs are very light, so they're easy to do. If you don't have this, two containers of water, whatever, just get the biceps going up. And that means it looks kind of like this, all right? That's all you want to be doing. So 20 reps there. You can do it on an elastic band if you have that. That's really good to do. And so, for someone, I think, staying at home, you need to be fit. You need to stay fit. You have the opportunity to really create an environment in your home where you bring in healthier foods, where you showcase that wherever you are, there's no excuse not to exercise, not to get your strength up, and not to get your VO2 max up. So for the VO2 max, what we're doing is zone 2 cardio, which is walking briskly for 45 minutes. a day. And then twice a week, we're doing some sprints, okay? Real quick sprints. And that's 30-second sprints, 20-second sprints, like 4 or 5 times. And really, in the end, what I want you to be able to do is just, we started off with squatting, right? Staying like this, being able, like the Asian style, right, to do this. And then, what's my age? Almost 60? I'm almost 60, right? So then, from here, you need to be able to, like, get up one time. Boom. How about that? Not bad for a 60-year-old, right? Almost 60. So anyway, that's not what I want you to be doing. That was just a little me showing off, okay? But that's what we're going to be doing. So, again, we go through the routine. First, stretching the hips, stretching everything. I want you to stretch. I want you to warm up. I want you to walk a little bit before you start these exercises. After that, I think we did the lunges. So I want you to lunge, right? Then we did the squats, which is all the way down, all the way up. And make sure you have that flexibility in your knees and your ankles and your hips. So initially, if you're doing this, it's okay. Just work up to being able to go down all the way and all the way up. All right? Okay, so I want you to take a mat or anything like it. Just put a blanket on wherever, or you can do it in your living room, kitchen, wherever. I want you to lay down like this, and then stretch your arms, raise your arms above the ground, raise your feet above the ground, move it back, move it forward, move it back. This is really for back of your shoulders, your traps, your back muscles, even your low back muscles. All right? So as you see, my legs are off the ground, my hands are off the ground, and I'm moving them back and forth, slowly. 20 reps is what I want. All right? And I want to keep those muscles tight. All right? Keep looking straight ahead, all the way forward, all the way back. Perfect. All right. As you can see, we're looking at these muscles here being activated, the back being activated, actually the butt and legs too, but the low back being activated. It's very good for strengthening, tightening. Excellent. So these are all simple routines that we can do at home. Start with these and then build them up. There's tons of stuff you can do. Be creative. There's a lot of content on this. But do it. We need you strength. We need to work in strength. And if you don't want to go to a gym or you don't have a gym, you can do it at home with your furniture at home, with your pots and pans, with, water bottles, whatever you have. Do it. Do it at home. Do some calisthenics on the floor. A lot of the stuff, plyometrics you can be doing. If you're more advanced, start getting into plyometrics. This is just the basics. This is to get you started, really. And you're gonna feel way more in shape. So I want you to do this 3 to 4 times a week. I want you to walk probably 5 times a week, zone 2, and then 2 of those, or you can do 4 to 5, 45 minutes, and then 2 days I want you sprinting, and the sprinting could be 20 seconds, 4 to 5 times. It'll take very little time. In between, you're resting for 3 minutes. Okay, so you want your heart rate to completely go back down before you sprint again. Make sure you stretch before you're sprinting. We need to, and I have a whole video on sprinting, so you need to stretch your quads, you need to stretch your hamstrings, your glutes, your arms, your shoulders, because you're really going to be sprinting. And you got a whole home routine ready to go. No equipment needed. No excuses needed. So get to it. Ring the bell notification. Subscribe. We need you. And let's move it on. Next one, blue zones. You don't want to miss that.